What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast, and I hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful Monday afternoon. In this video, we're going to be talking about potential for an upcoming big Midwestern snowstorm, most likely next week here. Can go across all the way from the Western Plains all the way up to the Great Lakes. So we are monitoring that very closely as models have been supporting it. Not for too long, but they have a lot of models actually agreeing with this. So that is going to be very interesting to talk about here. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, especially if you live in the Midwest. Be sure to subscribe if you want to get more updates on the snowstorm, as it's still around a week away from now, so I will have more and more updates on it. But without further ado, let's get in the forecast. So this is look at the European model here. So this is looking like it's going to happen later this weekend here, all the way up into around Sunday. This is going to be occurring here from anywhere from the 11th on Friday all the way up into as early as next week by Sunday up into the 12th, I believe so, or sorry, the 13th. So this is what we're looking at right now on the next 90 hours out. We are going to be seeing some precipitation. Actually, I do not want that to be that skinny. There you go. It's going to be coming from this low pressure, all this moisture. Going to be seeing an incoming cold front. It's going to kind of starting off with a few snow showers up in the higher elevation, the Rockies. But to the south of that, we will have a lot of rain developing to the south. So it could see some slight impacts there with rain across many people across the Midwest and Plains. But as we now go later into Friday and the kind of towards, I guess you could say, afternoon hours, we're going to be seeing a lot of that rain starting to convert into snow here. So looking at a snow event potentially for Nebraska, the first really big one of the event for this year for Nebraska. Going to be seeing some more snow up in northwestern Kansas. We already saw a good amount of snow as well earlier this year. And as we go all the way up into now Friday evening, we're seeing very widespread snow all the way up from Marquette, Michigan, down all the way up into areas near southeastern Nebraska. And it's going to bring some snow maybe for Sioux Falls up there into Sioux City, Rochester, Minneapolis can get some snow. And as we now go later in the next 108 hours into Saturday morning, that's where temperature will be very, very cold here. So let's actually now look at the, let's see if we can go to Wisconsin. Actually, I really don't know where I want to go on this map. Let's go to the U.S. Corn Belt. I think it might be the best one, yeah. This is probably the best one to actually look at. So you just see by Saturday, really early in the morning, we're going to be seeing a lot of that snow to the north here. But for Saturday, it's going to be a big rain event for areas for much of the rest of the Midwest, all the way down from Missouri up the Mississippi River, all the way up to Michigan there. So going to be some really messy conditions up there for areas like Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, Illinois, areas and like St. Louis. You guys are going to get some rainy conditions, but we will be seeing snow to the north where we will be seeing more of those below freezing temperatures. But it's not over there. Actually, this low pressure moves more to the south. This storm will get a lot more severe here. Now bringing snow once again for areas like Nebraska and Kansas, but the other end of the states now for Omaha, Kansas City might get some snow here actually. St. Joseph, Missouri could actually see very heavy snow for areas like Des Moines, southern, much of Iowa here. Going to be seeing some snow now from Madison, Wisconsin. This will be probably the biggest snow event for Madison so far. Some snow showers there near Traverse City. And then heavier snow to the north central part of the state. And look, it is not even close to being done yet. I mean, look how strong and massive this storm could actually be. Could bring in our first good amount of snow for Chicago. Very heavy snow continue from Milwaukee. Lighter snow from Madison. It's going to bring a big rain event, though, for areas in the Ohio Valley, into the Great Lakes there in Lake Erie, Huron, all the way up into the Tennessee area. But going to be seeing very heavy snow for areas like Traverse City, for areas like Muskegon, very heavy snow as well, all the way up into the north central portion of Illinois. And as we now continue later on into now Sunday evening, we're going to continue to see some snow maybe as well for Detroit, some snow showers for Toronto, London, maybe some snow showers for Cleveland. But that's really all we're seeing there. But let's check a look now at the GFS here. This is the new 12Z here, so have yet to really get the 18Z yet. So let's move it like that. So there you see we got that snow developing in the next 90 hours here in those areas where we are seeing below freezing temperatures in scattered areas in far northwestern Kansas, portions of southeastern Colorado. But as it goes up now of the Midwest. The GFS actually shows it being a lot bigger and more to the south than actually the European actually predicts here. Low pressure will be all the way down here, but when we get really the below freezing temperatures kind of north of that rain mix line, that's where we'll be seeing really heavy snow and some nice accumulation. But areas to the south here, you guys will start getting snow. You guys will start getting rain for that first wave. And after that second wave, you guys will start to get snow. So some areas like St. Joseph, Jefferson City, Kansas City, even Des Moines, you guys in the first wave will get really heavy rain anywhere from Friday night to Saturday morning. And as we now go into the kind of Saturday afternoon, evening, and Sunday morning time frame, that's when you guys can get your snow there. But really, anywhere from light to moderate snow across areas like Omaha, Nebraska City, Lincoln, Des Moines, all the way up there as well near the Waterloo area, and then could bring some snow as well for areas such as Madison, Wisconsin, areas like as well Washington, Illinois, far north central Missouri. Going to see that snow continuing off the Mississippi River near Davenport, and then we'll bring some light snow showers for areas like Muskegon, but it's not going to bring as heavy snow as the European predicts here. But let's take a look now at the snowfall totals here for the Midwest. So this is what we have for the Midwest. So we're not going to be seeing too much accumulation connecting these severities of these low pressure of heavy snow from Colorado to the Midwest. So there's going to be a little gap here. There's going to be a little gap where a lot of it just turned into really light snow here. A lot of these temperatures could be above freezing, so not going to be seeing too much accumulation until we get into really that Saturday night into Sunday, when that snow really starts to come really down and fast across areas of the Midwest. But we are predicting around up to 2 to 4 inches there for the crest of the Rockies and the far south central part of Colorado. Could expect up to really max half a foot there. But areas in Kansas, anywhere from the east border with Missouri to the west border with Colorado, so going to be seeing really less than a few inches here. But let's not go towards kind of the U.S. Corn Belt, where we're going to be seeing a lot more snow in these areas here. We're going to be seeing up to around maybe 1 to 3 inches for Madison, Wisconsin. So it will be a decent snow event. 2 to 3 inches there based on the European for Des Moines. So my best bet for Madison, Des Moines, Milwaukee, my best bet's really probably 2 to 4 inches. But we can see a lot more snow here for areas like Michigan. So it really starts to blow up that low pressure, and you can really just see it up to anywhere from 6 to anywhere from 9 inches of snowfall for north central Michigan based on the European. As we now go into the GFS kind of showing it a lot more severe from the start here. So kind of really dumping a ton of snow as far west as eastern Nebraska, looking at it as well, and far northwestern Kansas, looking at a good 2 to 4 inches right at that tip with Colorado. And I do think the GFS actually has a very valid point with this. I believe some of these temperatures in northwestern Kansas will be below freezing, but obviously the snow will kind of most likely melt the day after. But I see more than 2 inches for some areas in Kansas. I believe that the snow could be heavy enough for the western part of the state, but for the eastern part of the state of Kansas, yeah, forget it. Not going to be seeing too much accumulation, if any at all. But as we now go more to the east, of course, that low pressure will continue to strengthen, especially taking advantage of that cold front. So as temperatures continue to decrease, the snowfall will accumulate, or the snow will accumulate a lot faster, obviously resulting into more accumulation. Areas near Nebraska City looking at 4 to 5 inches based on the GFS. Omaha looking at 2 to 3 inches. Lincoln looking at 2 to 3 inches there. Des Moines around the same thing as GFS, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. But scattered areas in Iowa could see over half a foot. And I believe it's possible. I don't really think as well maybe 8-7 inches, but I do think getting near half a foot is slightly possible across some regions of Iowa, Wisconsin, and even portion of course for Michigan. But here's now the region here we want to look at here. So they're not showing too much snow really, but there will be a lot of lake effect snow scattered around the Great Lakes here, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches across Lake Erie and near Lake Michigan, near the Gary area. We can see around 2 inches there. So there will be obviously some rain showers and snow showers kind of after this low pressure moves out for some of these areas. So could see some slight accumulation in the days after, but really the big snow event will obviously be when that low pressure has not passed by yet, obviously. Looking at 2 to 3 inches there near Green Bay. The really most amount of snow based on the GFS is near Wisconsin Dells, near around 3 to 4 inches there. And then obviously the most snowfall for the whole state of Wisconsin based on the GFS will be in the western, or really, yeah, the southwestern portion of the state there near the Minnesota and Iowa border. But looking at maybe 4 inches near Madison, so that's a bit more than that's a bit more to the European. But I do believe that the GFS does have a very good point. I usually this year I have not really agreed with the GFS much, but I believe this is actually pretty reasonable for the GFS compared to the European. Icon also showing a big gap with really no snowfall accumulation. But look, they have literally maybe only an inch max for areas like Nebraska. They can get up to half a foot. So they're obviously they had the same thing as well for Iowa, Missouri. Really, the most amount of snow obviously will be in the Rockies. But really, once it gets out of those mountainous areas, it's really unknown exactly how much snow it'll bring here. Really, the models are kind of all over the place. Really on the intensity. This low pressure and really the I guess you could say the temperatures as well here. They're kind of disagreeing on the temperatures as well. But let's see here if we can actually get a look now at what they're showing here. And you do see they are also showing a good amount of snow for north central, or kind of, yeah, around north central Michigan there. They're getting around I guess you could say an inch near Madison, but really the southeastern portion near Milwaukee is really looking to get the most amount of snow based on the icon, anywhere from really 2 to 3 inches. So models are pretty consistent on Milwaukee, all 3 of them, but they're not really consistent whatsoever for areas like Des Moines. They're not consistent for Nebraska City, Omaha. They're not consistent for Jefferson City, St. Joseph. And they're not really too consistent as well. There's only 2 out of 3 getting up to north central Michigan, but 3 for 3 are getting up to near over half a foot for Michigan. So really, this has plenty of time to change and all of that. But hope you guys enjoy the video, and bye guys.